Okay, so we need to predict the products. We need to draw an arrow representing the mechanism, and we need to predict the direction of the equilibrium. So there's some stuff that we need to do here, and this one's a pretty big challenge. So what about the products? Well, first of all, don't forget there's a lone pair on the nitrogen. If that lone pair comes out over here to the positive ammonium ion on this carbon chain, then the electrons on that hydrogen can go back to the nitrogen. And what you end up with is a neutral species. So in this case, the product would be positively charged. And then I'd end up with this neutral ammonia at the end, this neutral amine. And so this would be our reaction. This would be our chemical reaction. All right, so which one is the more stable conjugate base? That's going to help us determine which acid is stronger. Well, let's take a look. The conjugate bases are the nitrogens in both cases. One of the nitrogens is on this big ring and the other one is on a chain. Now, the conjugate base in the reactants side has an interesting property. The stability of they're both neutral, so that's going to be an interesting consideration that we've never made. The conjugate bases that we've seen up to this point have been charged, but it's the same sort of consideration. We're comparing two nitrogens, so really there's nothing going on with the atoms. But what about resonance? Is there some resonance that's going on here? And it turns out that there is, right? I can draw a resonance structure that looks like this. Now, maybe it's not a very good resonance structure, but it's still a resonance structure. And so we see that it's just slightly more, it's just a slightly more stable conjugate base. So I would say that the reaction is reactant favored for that reason. That makes this one the weaker acid. I'm sorry, one more time. That makes this guy the weaker acid. This one is the stronger acid. And the reason it's the stronger acid is because this is more stable than this guy, and it's more stable through resonance. And that's what I would go with at this point in chemistry.